I'm in Anne's beautiful backyard, and this was a real labor of love over the last several months. She had actually engaged a landscape architect to draw up the concept for this backyard, and then Josh Hollander and his team executed it. And I was brought in around the time that Josh was involved to help with some of the finish selections and some of the more permanent design choices. And then Anne and I also did the furnishing of this space. It was a fairly underused backyard previously, so there was some interlock, a bit of a step down, and there was a large cabana that had been left by the previous owners, but it didn't serve the function that these homeowners needed anymore. There were a few things on Anne's wish list for this space. The first thing was to eliminate any high maintenance landscaping and grass. The other thing was to create zones. So she wanted to have areas where her and her husband could barbecue and have a more intimate dinner, or have a larger group, maybe lounge in more of a seating kind of arrangement, some sort of a water feature, something that made it have a bit of ambiance back here. When I'm designing outdoor spaces, I stick to the same thinking that I would with an interior space, which is that there need to be layered materials, natural finishes always wear best, indoors and out, and that you really want to develop a palette that feels classic. So all of the permanent elements are things that are more neutral, and then you can add things that have pops of color in decorative accessories. Because there's a change of elevation in this backyard, when you first walk out of the patio doors, you're on the higher deck area, which is made of beautiful ipe wood. So we have that Brazilian walnut color, which is a lovely introduction to contrast the stonework that's on the lower level of the backyard. Up at the top is an outdoor kitchen area. We've topped the barbecue area with a Caesarstone outdoor material. This is from their new collection in clear skies, and we've gone with a thinner profile up there for a sleek European minimalist look. Then we designed a custom round table using that same Caesarstone material, and what I love so much about it is that it is stain resistant, weather resistant, it can withstand snow, and it's a wonderful way to tie in that same material in that living space on the upper deck. There are a couple of ways that you can create zones in an exterior space. The first would be to use your patio material to do so. In this case, we use this lovely pale gray stone in a bricklay fashion for the overall area, but we used a charcoal border to delineate spaces such as under the shelter, which provide some very much needed shade back here. One key thing when you're thinking about zones is to think about sunlight and how it plays in the time of day that you're planning to use those spaces. So for instance, the lounge area, that tends to be in the shade for the afternoon, so it's much more comfortable. And this large table, which seems exposed now, is actually used more so in the evening. Without any grass, we still wanted the backyard to, of course, feel lush and very alive, so Hollander did a beautiful selection of plantings throughout the perimeter, and they even incorporated a beautiful fountain, which I love. It's incorporated into the side of the deck, so when it's off, it's very discreet, but you get that lovely sensory experience when it's on during the day. The previous backyard had the cabana with a fair bit of storage in it, but we didn't want to give too much up in this new plan. Fortunately, there is some creative ways of incorporating storage even in this plan. Under the deck area, we were able to incorporate barn doors that slide open and have access to the full under deck area. And there's a gardening shed on the side of the lounge shelter as well. With an outdoor space, you do want to find ways to incorporate ambiance and the lighting and artwork, so we were able to incorporate some beautiful light fixtures that really are like sculptural pieces of art, one on the beam and the others on the side of the house. And then we also found this lovely mirror that worked really well in the lounge area, and that just adds a little bit of interest and makes it feel more finished. I'm a neutrals fan at heart. I think it's really wise to select in classic pieces as far as the furniture, because it is a big investment, especially for outdoor furniture, but it's nice to incorporate a bit of color. And I loved this sunset orange color that we had found that we could incorporate in custom throw pillows and throws. It feels very sophisticated and original for an outdoor space. I'm so thrilled with how this space has turned out. My clients love it. It's a space that gets used by their whole family. They've entertained here a lot, and knowing that they have 3 seasons to use it in too makes it that much more valuable to their house.